In this video we are going to look at the similarities and differences between using opacity and fill in Photoshop. Many people, even experienced users of Photoshop, are confused as to the difference between the fill and opacity sliders in Photoshop's Layers panel. This is not really surprising, as they both affect the transparency of the layer, and most of the time they have the same effect. Here we have a text layer on top of an image. No styles have been applied to either of them. And in this case, setting opacity to 50% has exactly the same effect as setting fill to 50%. However, if we look at a text layer which has some styles applied to it, in this case a drop shadow and a bevel, then things work slightly differently. So now if we set opacity to 50%, we see that everything on the text layer is reduced in opacity. Whereas setting fill to 50% reduces the opacity of the text colour, but leaves the effects still at 100%. And if we go further and set fill to 0, then you get a nice glass-like effect. And this is the main difference between the two. Opacity affects everything about the layer, whereas fill only affects the actual elements on the layer but ignores any effects applied to them.